Okay, so we've found the right product. You have your BOM laid out. You think you've found the right recipe. So you start building out kind of that path forward. What happens when catastrophe hits? And why does that happen? So you've done your best to do your due diligence. You've worked through design multiple times. You have everything in place. When and why do things still go sideways?
That could be multiple things. Customer may not have understood what they were asking for. I had that issue on a project I was working on where they had a header that was, I think, 2 inches long, and they didn't realize that the spacing on that header is at the housing, and that's taken. But as you lengthen that header, the tips tend to go different dimensions. They kind of skew in that. What they didn't realize was what they were trying to make to, which was the same pitch as the header, wasn't going to be there. So it's part of it is customer knowledge. Part of it is availability. There's a lot of times, because there's no communication, that you design something in, and then if you're buying it from the manufacturer has it obsolete, so you don't know that. So not having the knowledge of the availability of those components is key. Another thing could be that cost. An engineer says, this is what we need. It goes to procurement, and procurement says, well, this one is similar to this and it's cheaper, we'll use this. So engineers are kind of taken out of that formula, basically, which doesn't do anybody good, because then your product isn't going to be what engineers tend to design things for. Durability in that's swapping them out at last second really doesn't go sit well with engineers. So those are 3 of the main things that I see and think is what can happen when there's a catastrophic failure.
I think that's the big one. The first one that you mentioned is, we design in kind of a clean space. We design in a safe space. And once some of these solutions find their way out into the world, you don't really know all the time some of the challenges and some of the setbacks that you're going to run into. We've seen through our careers where connectors were chosen for an application where they had no business being in. But that's a catch-22 as well. We've talked a lot about risk-taking and pushing yourself to understand new technologies, so it can work both ways. Sometimes not understanding enough can have some repercussions and setbacks, and sometimes not expanding the solutions that you're looking at can actually limit you as well. So I love that perspective of really understanding how this thing is going to work out in the world, and how do you de-risk some of those bets, or how do you understand more once the application finds its way into production.